Hello, and welcome to Ad-lib Heroes. My name is Joey, and I'm a lifelong DM and writer. At our table today is...
Hi, I'm TJ, and I play Kirith Odell.
Hi, I'm Riley. I play Grimlock Seaspray.
Hi, I'm Bev, and I play Olivia Fortier.
Now let's get back to the story. Grimlock, Kirith, and Olivia spoke with Ludok Ironbarrel, the leader of the bandits attacking Ferrisburg. They warned him that the Comtesse was coming to wipe them out, and that Mr. Gergen had been playing them all along. He agreed to disperse his troops and dispose of the ogres. Peter Lorne offered a bounty for Mr. Gergen's capture. The team let Ludok know. They then took off in the night, headed to Gralu so that the Comtesse would not know that they had been involved.
So we're camping, or are we traveling again the next day?
So if I remember correctly, you guys were planning to get away from Ferrisburg in the night, make camp in the woods so that you were off the road, continue onward to make it to Gralu for the next evening, and then head to Ralu, the capital, the day after that.
Okay. Yeah. So we're opening the scene up at our camp?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Well, should we just travel in the day and just try to be as quick as possible?
Yeah, so we would have, I think we left Lauren's castle at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I'll let these guys sleep in and...
Sure. So you guys head through the forest that leads to Ferrisburg. When you get back along the main road, at about 1 in the afternoon, you guys can see a force of about 100 soldiers marching down the road up in the distance. You likely see them before they get a good look at who you are.
Okay. We should probably move off the road, hey?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Just
Skirt that.
Yeah. Far off
I don't want to deal with them.
Okay. So you guys head off to the side of the road, kind of keeping your heads down. Comtesse Adeline is at the front. There are several mounted knights with her. Behind them, there are a bunch of foot soldiers walking, and then more knights at the rear.
Okay.
She has enough that she could easily take Lorne Castle.
Yeah. This is...
We can't do anything about that.
No. Let's just make sure that we don't get seen, because we were supposed to go see her and then we didn't.
Yep.
So I want to keep moving farther. Yes, we probably can see that from a distance. I want to be far off the road so
Right.
that...
You guys go pretend to farm in one of the fields.
Yes.
Except for Grimlock, who actually does.
Starts farming.
Oh, look at these potatoes. They're coming in nice.
Yeah, they have a healthy crop.
How long does it take them to pass?
It takes them about 15 minutes before they're all passed.
Oh, wow.
So you continue on, skirting Abelant entirely, I assume?
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah.
So you are on the road for about an hour after dark before you finally reach the boardwalk of Gralu.
Okay.
And I assume you're heading through right to the Red Smoke Inn, or is there anything you guys wanted to
Do they have
do down?
a general store of some sort?
Yes, they do.
I need to go buy some crossbow bolts because I have a crossbow now.
All right.
Oh, right. You took that Drow's crossbow.
Yeah.
So you could have also taken bolts with the crossbow.
I wanted to add insult to injury, so keep your bolts.
Keep your stupid bandit bolts. I don't want them.
I want my own quiver and bolts.
Oh yeah, Kirith, you were really excited about a bow that you found, but it was out of commission. What was?
I bought a string for it off of the hunter.
Off of Sarah.
Off of Sarah, the hunter back in the other town.
But what was notable about it?
It's a metal.
It's a bow. It's a long bow, and I know how to use one, and I've never been able to afford one.
It is made of metal instead of wood.
Which is cool. I don't really understand how dwarves made a bow out of metal, but Or why?
Well, for, in case there's a fire.
I guess.
Because of which resources are easier for dwarves to get their hands on.
I just want to know why it's so flexible mostly.
Yeah. You do not understand the composition.
Yeah.
How is this possible?
How is
Grimlock's
this-
like, that's how you make a bow.
It's aluminium. No. Aluminum?
So you head into the Ralu General Store. Behind the counter, there is a half-orc woman with 3 braids running down her back. She is very, very thin for a half-orc. And there are well-laid-out goods. There are pre-packed, like, ration meals, rope, tack, different stuff for riding.
Good evening. I have just come in to possession of this crossbow and was hoping to buy a quiver of bolts for it.
Yeah, so if you want it with just the basic leather quiver, we can do that for 1 gold, 10 bolts.
Is there something fancier?
Yeah, so she goes and she pulls out a well-made leather quiver that has careful individual casings for the bolts. And she's like, this will make sure you don't lose your bolts if you end up, say, like upside down, or if you're climbing or you're heading down a river, because it secures each one individually. That'd be 2 gold.
I definitely want that one. Thank you. I pull out 2 gold.
Okay.
And place them on the counter.
And she hands you the 10 bolts and the quiver and starts feeding the bolts into the loops.
So is it like just a quiver, hold tight quiver?
Yep. It's a nicer quiver. It looks better than the other quiver. Like it's fancier.
10 ammunition, but the ammunition's just regular. And bolts are just like, they're not like arrows because they don't have the like end bit, the feathers at the end.
The typical like D&D drawing of them doesn't. It's just
like a stick almost with a
I think so.
arrowhead.
Honestly, I don't know the difference between bolts and quivers in the real world, or bolts and arrows. It's just that crossbows use bolts.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they like tend to be smaller, and yeah, like the arrowhead shouldn't be as big, and like no feathers, at least according to the pictures in D&D manuals.
Yeah, in D&D manuals, they have like arrowheads that don't stick out much past the stick. And
I will also, we're probably low on rations, so I'm gonna maybe gather some rations for the group. How much is 1 meal for 1 person?
So one, let me check here quickly.
I will turn every episode into a shopping episode.
Talk amongst yourselves.
This half-orc woman has an interesting accent.
I'll just be in the back.
Oh, isn't that just... That's how everyone talks around here, isn't it?
The Greylu accent.
Don't you remember Rux? Talked exactly like that. Bob or whatever the town leader here, the mayor here, I'm sure that was the potbelly. Yeah, he talked like that.
Okay, I do not like the price I'm seeing in the book, just based on the way we've already redone the economy. So food for a day is 2 silver per person.
Okay, so there's 3 of us, so 6 silver per day for us. So I will buy 5 days, and you guys can add that. I will 30 silver, correct? If I buy 5 days, 6
Yeah,
silver.
so 3
Yeah.
gold.
Or 30 silver, yeah.
I'm doing it in silver. So 5. I'll come back with like a sack that is heavy for me.
Well, and for each day, she has basically wrapped them in butcher paper, so they're like little squares.
So I have like a little sack with
Yeah, a
These-
bunch of squares inside them.
Yeah,
Makes it
15
really easy to pack.
15 meals.
Mhm.
I head back to meet up with these guys at the Red Smoke Inn,
Yeah.
I assume.
I assume that's where you guys are staying, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, as you come inside, Rux sees Grimlock come in. He's like, "Hey, back to work."
Not today, Rex. I'm on leave.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you're a freelancer. You work when you tell me you want to work, eh?
It's true. I'll be I'll be back one day in probably many pieces, but
Someday you'll learn the whole menu, eh?
we're working on it.
I mean, usually there's 4 items, but okay.
Tell me, Rex, have you seen anyone like unusual come parading through town?
Parading?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's been a few people coming from the south heading up for the midsummer tournament, but that's still like a few weeks away, so I expect traffic to pick up, eh?
Good for business.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, the people who are going to enter the tournament don't stay here, but unless they're, entering the lower divisions.
Yeah.
Because if you want to enter the joust, you need your own horse, eh? You
But-
can't rent a horse.
You'd be surprised.
You can rent a horse? Doors are weird. So trusting. So, you want a room for the night, or?
Yeah, absolutely. Do
Yeah.
we?
5 silver will get you a private room with 4 hammocks if you want.
That's the employee discount,
Well, you're a freelancer.
the freelance discount.
You know what? I'll throw in supper.
Sounds great. Thanks.
He means he'll throw in the ingredients. You have to make it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Not even washed.
Do you want the broccoli and cheddar pastries, or do you want the fried venison? The venison is 3 days old.
I'll take the broccoli. You guys want?
As you're walking in, Olivia.
I mean, I like venison.
It's not bad. It's just cheaper because it's the last day we're serving it.
I'll take the broccoli thing, I guess.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Eating my good berries.
Yeah.
He really likes these crackers. I don't know.
Hey, I have to give out one less free meal. He can be as picky as he wants. So yeah, they bring you food to a table in the common room, and as you remember, the Red Smoke Inn is a very, very heavy, smoky atmosphere. So if you're not used to it, it's a little difficult to eat in it. But
Yeah.
and he gives you a key to a room near the end of the hall, upstairs.
Perfect.
After I've finished eating, I'll pull out a piece of parchment and start writing a letter to my parents. Yeah. Basically telling them, like, oh, we were headed up to Ralu, but got a little sidetracked on the road. I'm not going to mention Ferrisburg. I'll just say, oh, we stayed with an old friend of Grimlock's that he met for a few days, and we're up to Ralu now. Doing well.
Do you get Kirith to give you his address as a place that they should mail you, or?
Yeah, or like, is there any place near your house, like a tavern or something that they could send letters to?
Yeah.
Or a general store?
There's a tavern in the lowers that a friend of mine runs. I haven't been there in years now. The Daft Spider.
The Daft Spider. Okay.
Some old drow joke. I don't get it.
Do I know much about drow culture because of
It's
Immerse?
a history roll.
History. Oh, wait. Our proficiency went up, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. By 1.
Okay, so 4 plus 5 is 9.
Immerse didn't like anything with spiders on it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe it's just, oh, your friend told you it was like a drow joke?
Well, yeah, like he's a drow and he named it that and he thought it was funny.
Okay.
That's
Lots
it.
of drow laugh when they come in.
Yeah, that's...
I don't know. My teacher's also drow, and she just hated spiders, period. But
That
I don't
I am not a student of history. I don't get the joke. I'm not a smart man.
So I will write, if you guys want to send word, just send a message to the Daft Spider in the lowers of Ralu. Just put attention, my name. And maybe on the first one, write friend of Kirith, Odal. Because then...
I mean, it's not uncommon in this world that you would send a letter care of someone to a tavern, and the tavern owner would just put it in a drawer, and if you come in and say, hey, there might be a letter for me, and then you'd hand them a copper, and they'd...
Yeah, okay.
So they don't need to know who... But if you do put friend of Kirith on there, then they might be like, oh, I should go tell Kirith that.
Yeah, okay.
A letter came.
That, or he'll just be suspicious that I have a friend.
Yeah.
I'm writing
Yeah.
friend of Kirith, but it's in ink, and you're like, don't... never mind.
Yeah. The guy's like, this is obviously a plot. I know Kirith.
I know Gareth. That guy cannot make friends.
And then I don't have it listed in my equipment, but would I have a seal?
That is, I believe, up to you. I think you live right at the middle class where it would make sense.
And I do have like some wax and ink.
Mm-hmm.
Like my stuff seems to have letter writing stuff from
Well,
my
the thing
kid.
is, you might just put wax on it, but not, like, you might not have a personal seal, so you just close it with wax.
I will. Oh, maybe I'll just be like super extra and use a gold piece as my seal so that
Okay.
it's just like money.
You put a gold piece in there and then pull it out.
Yeah.
You can use my thumb if you want.
It still looks kind of burnt. Are you sure you don't need anything for that?
Oh, no, it's fine.
Okay. It's like blistering. It's great. I guess I head quickly back to that. Oh, no. I head to the guy who we got a carriage from.
Okay. Sorry, I am having trouble remembering his name.
I'll go find Junior, who drove
Okay.
the carriage.
All right.
I just go towards the horses and be like, Junior!
So he comes out. He's like, yeah,
Oh, hey. Do you
Hey.
remember me?
yeah.
Could you take this letter to Abelant, to the Abelant Hotel?
Well, you could send it directly to your parents' house, too.
Oh, okay. To the Fortier School of Cartography?
Yeah, that'd be 2 copper.
Yeah, of course. Here you go. I give him a silver.
Okay. He goes to get you change.
No, that's okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
You guys have been so much help in the
That's
past, so.
Thank you.
We're staying at the Red Smoke Inn if... Wait. Does he look like he's of age to go? I guess anyone could go at a tavern.
Mhm.
If you and your family want to hang out, that's where we are. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Half-orcs age super quickly. They're old enough to drink at like 10.
Yeah. I like slowly walk back because I have trouble breathing in the Red
Yeah.
Smoke Inn.
I imagine when after playing your pipes in there, you have to clean them out like a gun with like a thick bristle.
Yeah.
I'll stock back up on some tobacco with Rex.
Okay. Yeah, you get good quality for what you pay when you buy from Rux.
Rox, you should start stocking these. They're pretty fantastic, and I'll hold out like one of the candy cigars.
That won't cure my headaches. That's licorice.
Well, you never
That's
know.
black licorice.
It's delicious.
It's on your teeth for years. You can't get the taste out.
Yeah, unlike tobacco.
Tobacco tastes good.
Just saying.
That is Rux's opinion, not mine.
I feel like Kirith generally gets along well with lizard folk.
Yeah, Kirith is basically a lizard folk.
The only people I've seen him agree with so far are Rux and Yithlos.
They have good opinions.
They are correct making. I actually won't play at the Red Smoke Inn tonight because
You're kind of laying low a little bit.
trying
Mhm.
as best as Olivia can.
This is Grimlock Sea Spray. I'd like to thank Balrugath, our contributing artist. Check them out on their Bandcamp, Spotify, or your favorite streaming service.
Hey all, Olivia here. If you're enjoying this story as much as I am, you can hear more from Joey. Check out Amazon for his series, Truth of the Empire. 2 books are out now, True Son of the Empire and True Sword of the Empire.
So that evening, when you head up to your room and Grimlock and Olivia are starting to fall asleep, I don't know if Kirith is planning to trance earlier or later.
Probably in the middle.
Okay.
Like, stay up a couple hours past them going to bed and get up a couple hours before.
Okay. So you are in the room and they are starting to fall asleep when a circle of glowing green light appears on the ground, encircling the entire room.
I'm immediately terrified. Do I have any idea what this is?
You can roll an Arcana check.
I'm not a smart man. I rolled a 16, so 15.
All right. This looks like a teleportation circle.
Oh, hell. Oh, heck.
And green runes and sylvan start floating up.
I like the closest one of them. I grab them by the shoulder and like start shaking them and like get up. Come on, we gotta go.
Start sparring with you like a cat. Like
Just flick you on the nose.
what?
Get up. We gotta move. Olivia. I grab her by the feet and drag her out of the hammock.
Okay.
Go. Move.
Okay,
Out of the room. Now.
Okay,
So when you open the door to the room, there is an endless void with wisps of the same green light coming.
Oh, fuck. What is happening?
That food must have been way past.
The walls begin to dissolve into dust motes, and slowly a new reality starts to appear. Strange stars and bright violet and orange shine in the night sky where the roof was. The walls push down until they fall into the ground, and in the distance, new walls rise, 60 feet tall, white stones carved into the shape of petals. Directly before you, willows grow out of nothingness and weave themselves together into a throne 20 feet tall.
Is this a dream?
I don't. Unless we're all having the same one.
A being begins.
I didn't go to bed, so.
Sorry. Yeah, and you don't dream when you trance.
Yeah, I don't sleep or dream, so no.
Yeah, my dream Kirith is a lot nicer to me.
Yeah,
so.
that's.
On the throne, a being begins to fade into view.
I'm like drawing my sword and pulling out my shield.
Its skin is the color of a clear midday sky. On its brow is a crown woven of lilies, held in place by silver over long, long pointed ears, twice as long as you'd expect to see on an elf. A well-oiled goatee of blonde matches wild spiky hair on its head. At first, it appears to be wearing a shirt made out of a pattern of parrots, until you realize there are just parrots sitting on him in the shape of a shirt. And he's wearing short black shorts. His limbs are twice as long as you would expect them to be. So where he should have a wrist, instead he has an elbow. So about a normal human-sized torso, but double-length arms and double-length legs.
Very arboreal, tree-looking kind of.
And the skin is the color of the sky?
Yes, of the midday sky. And he is lounging across the throne, like one leg thrown over one arm, his back against the other arm.
Sorry, and then the floor is, like, are our hammocks still there, or the floor is gone?
So your hammocks and your gear are everything that was in the room is there. But then beyond the circle where the light started to glow, then the floor becomes pale white marble.
Oh, so it's like a wooden circle going into... Is it like...
They brought the entire interior of the room.
Yes.
But the walls faded away, so did the hammocks just like fall to the ground?
So if you remember, the hammocks at the Red Smoke Inn are like those chairs.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So they're freestanding hammocks that have a frame built into them.
I'm imagining like the as soon as we clearly transport there, like the residual smoke from from red smoke
Oh,
is
so
like
it's-
It's going up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the creature sitting on the throne would be 12 feet tall if it was standing up. And as it becomes completely solid, so it's no longer translucent at all, it says, "Greetings, heroes of the material plane, and welcome to the court of floating lilies. I am its Archduke Micus, and I wish to make you an offer." And he starts gesturing to a small pile of goods in front of him, and you hear applause coming from behind you.
Turn around and look behind us.
Behind you, there are several figures, and they are all wearing clothing that we would describe as Hawaiian shirt pattern in our world. But you realize, like, they are wearing shirts or sundresses that are flowers woven together, or like sand and water to form a beach that is just somehow clinging to them like clothing. Or there's one person who's wearing a shirt made of pineapples, and it looks very heavy on that little gnome. The people there are all, there are satyrs, there are dryads, there are gnomes, and there are Eladrin. So Eladrin are the elves of the Feywild. They have incredibly fine bone structure and much bigger eyes. They look more alien than other elves. In fact, some people would say that legends of the like gray space aliens, some people say that those would be Eladrin. So they've got, eyes that take up half their face and very pronounced chins and cheekbones of very fine material. They have, some of them have pale blue skin. Some of them have yellow skin. Some of them have green skin, and some of them have red skin.
And do they look like they are just like in a semicircle audience
They-
behind us? Or
They look like a court, like a group of, so they are the court of the Archduke, and they are here watching whatever just happened.
okay.
You also notice that there are two women who are further forward than the rest of them, and a little boy about 4-year-old who is covered with, his face is painted with a whole bunch of ritual symbols, and there's a bunch of vines draped over him.
Boy, what race?
He is half elven,
Okay.
and he is staring intently at Kirith.
I'm still staring at this giant man.
Yeah,
What did you say his name was?
Micus,
Micus.
the Archduke of the Court of Floating Lilies.
What is? I'm. They turned around. I'm not looking behind me. I'm terrified of
You're
this.
terrified of the big thing.
Yeah, like visibly like shaking a little
As
bit.
soon as there's applause, though, Olivia's like, "Ooh, clapping!"
Oh, hey.
like shield front, like sword leveled. Like I want to hear what the offer is
Yeah.
because that seems like the safe way out. But
Yeah. So in front of him, there is a pair of boots, a cloak, a sword, some gems, and a bunch of saltwater taffy. But before he has a chance to speak further, one of the two women standing back there starts to speak, and you hear a familiar voice that says, "No, it didn't work. We didn't get the right one."
I drop my sword, like just shot. I'm scared to turn around.
Mm-hmm. Will you describe what this woman looks like for us?
She is half elven. It would be the like high elf hereditary. So like the like light. It's like the very like fair hair, like very like the blonde elves in Lord of the Rings, Thranduin, and all that. I suppose, yeah, we rolled her as a charisma character, so like very striking looks, not like natural, like human beauty, but like almost like that stern Galadriel-esque, like
Almost falling into the uncanny valley because her features are too perfect, too smooth, but
like
because she's half elf, there's still a humanness to it. But
exactly.
it can be almost uncomfortable to look at her.
Yeah, she just looks like Kate Blanchett. Like
Yeah. Okay. And she is wearing a
Galadriel.
sundress made of woven blue flowers.
Okay.
And she moves between the little boy and Kirith when she speaks.
Olivia will stand up and like is a little uncomfortable because she's not as well, like she's not in all of her.
Yeah.
She's in her sleeping wear, which is just like like a flowing undershirt, and like she probably keeps her leather pants, but like her hair is all down and wavy, and she's just like, sorry if we're the wrong.
I turn around. I slowly turn
ones."
around.
Yeah, you see Valenthe there.
Oh my God! I found you.
So
Where?
So she is looking at the Archduke and she goes, "It didn't work. This isn't who we wanted." And the other woman who is standing farther forward, who is Eladrin with very pale white skin and black hair, steps forward and goes, "It did so work. Magic that's not how it works, everyone. It's not our feelings were wrong. I did it right. These are obviously the heroes we needed."
I just like look over at. I see Kirith having a very visceral reaction, and I look over to Grimlock to see if like he has any recognition or anything.
No, nothing. Just
Also,
still,
just shocked.
yeah, visibly uncomfortable at the very alien figures before us. I know nothing of any people like this. I like the parrot shirt though.
I just like I'll move closer to Grimlock and just keep an eye on Kirith.
I like try to rush forward and take the half-elven woman, like grab her hands.
Yeah.
Where? You've been here this whole time?
For part of it, yes.
Oh my God! I'm so relieved.
Well, you would have known where I was if you didn't leave.
What? I was drafted.
Oh, and you just do what anyone tells you?
When they have a sword to your throat, yes?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you could, like, turn into a mouse and run away.
Oh my God. We're going to do this right now? I haven't seen you in half a decade and we're going to fight?
And from the throne you hear, "Yes, show me your emotions." Olivia, what's going on?
I want to tell him he's being a little gross, but I also remember that his title is Archduke, so I just give him like a little bit of a like, take it down a notch, man. These guys are going through it. Take it down a notch.
Why are we here? Why are you here?
I'm the minister of the prime material for the Archduke.
That is a dope title. Sorry. Family stuff. Go. Minister of the Prime Material?
I don't know what any of that means, but...
See, I built a life here instead of just doing what anyone with a sword told me to do.
Oh, God. Really? Like, can we not fight? Like, you're always like this. I'm sorry, 5 years isn't that long a time to me. I didn't realize it would...
Well, some of us aren't going to live forever, so we have to start living at some point instead of just constantly trying not to die.
Look, you don't know what it's like to... Some of us don't have the choice to anything but try not to die.
You are embarrassing me in front of this entire court.
I'm embarrassing you. You summoned us in our underwear.
Well, I was trying to get your father.
Why?
Because we need a hero.
And you thought he's a hero?
Yes.
Maybe we could give Kirith and the Minister of Prime Material, some private time to discuss their clearly very personal matters. However, though I may not look it, I am Olivia Fortier. This is Grimlock Seaspray. We have been traveling with Kirith, helping and saving people, and we'd love to hear what you need help with, because maybe we can.
So roll me a quick persuasion check.
27.
27. So the Archduke says, yes, my needs are more important. Would you prefer a shirt or a dress?
Dress, I guess.
So he claps, and a bunch of red butterflies come and form a sundress over your nightdress and your pants.
Oh, nice.
Turns to Grimlock. Would you like a shirt or a dress?
I'll take the dress.
So he claps, and a bunch of budgies come and form a dress on you.
Great. I feel much more relaxed. If you want to give us the mission, then maybe Kirith and the Minister of Prime Material can take time to discuss what they need to discuss.
So at the far edge of this large room, part of the stone wall folds down, creating an exit that's near you and Valenthe. Do you stay or do you go?
I suppose I would like to talk. I don't much care where or in front of who.
So she goes over, and she takes the little blonde boy's hand and starts heading towards the exit.
I'll follow.
Okay.
I just quickly, before he leaves the circle, I'll grab Kirith's hand and just be like, she seems really upset. I know that you are too, but think of what you could.
She's always like this. Sorry, you guys deserve to know. Grimlock, Olivia, that's Valenthe, that's my wife.
Take as much time as you need. We'll figure out what they're asking for and make sure it's something we can manage. But take as much time as you need.
Yeah. Just try not to turn into a spider.
I mean, here that might be kind of normally. I look around at people dressed in like
Depending on how this
animals.
goes, I might have to do that just to like not get killed. But
Okay. So Kirith leaves with Valenthe, and we'll go to your scene in just a moment. But the court kind of calms. The court applauds as Valenthe and Kirith leave. And then the Duke says, if you want to grab your things, I can send the room back.
I'm sorry, but what do we need to do?
So we have been robbed by trolls. They've taken 3 seeds from us. And if you were able to get back those seeds, we would present you with a cloak of elven kind, boots of elven kind, this rapier that will never lose its sharpness, these 3 rubies, and 4 pounds of saltwater taffy.
Oh, wow. What a wondrous offering. Do you have any more information on said trolls?
Yes, they came from the Borsey March, and we assume that they were sent by Jenny Bag of Bones. And the whole audience starts booing and hissing.
Boo, Jenny. Boo. I mean, I think Olivia is loving this, theater of the mind, theater court thing happening. She's like, yeah, boo.
like a vaudevillian version of
Yeah.
Grimlock's on the other end of that. Up until he received the dress of budgies, he was just stress eating potatoes the whole time. Jesus Christ, what's going on?
He's still kind of doing it.
But now he's given like a little bit to the budgies who don't move until he offers them something. And then the like one budgie he's offering it to will like put its head back in place.
Okay, so Jenny Bag of Bones, is she a...
Yeah, boo hiss.
Is she from this plane or the material plane? Or?
No, she has an orchard in the Feywild.
That bag of bones.
And you get laughter from the audience when you insult her.
Oh no, Olivia's gonna want to stay here forever.
Having been prompted with, apparently we aren't in the Feywild, like from that, can I make a check on those giant petally walls.
Yeah.
Is 16.
16. Those don't look like anyone carved them. It looks like someone petrified a giant flower.
Cool.
So we will go and deal with these trolls and get you your seeds. Should they be obvious in their appearance?
Yes. These seeds are 2 feet long and about yay big around, and he shows you like about a foot diameter circle.
So they're big cylinders,
Yeah.
almost like a cartridge or something.
Yeah.
Okay. And we don't need to do anything about Jenny Bagabones, do we?
I have very little concern for her one way or another as long as I get my seeds back.
Do you mind me being curious what the seeds are for?
Hey, it's very admirable to be curious.
Oh, okay. Cool.
The seeds create the lilies on which we live. So poor Jamai is homeless, and he points to one of the gnomes. And the gnomes.
And the whole crowd. Aww.
As well as Githle and Faramore.
Don't worry, friends. I believe we will be able to succeed in this task, not only because your gifts are wonderful and wondrous, but because you deserve a home, and you deserve a home, and you deserve a home.
And everyone starts clapping, and the pale woman the pale Eladrin woman, she is leading it, and she's like coming forward like she's going to be assisting you.
Oh. I will give, we're in dresses. I give a nice low curtsy.
And she matches the curtsy.
I'm sorry.
Grimlock.
I would just give a bow.
Yeah.
A very deep bow. But
And then the crowd laughs, and you see the Archduke blushing
was
because she was behind him facing the crowd.
oh no.
I assume you were wearing something in bed before the dress came on you.
Yeah, probably like a very basic
But they're laughing like you just mooned the Duke and he was embarrassed.
Because he's playing that up.
Yeah.
He's pretending.
He's pretending, and
These people are ridiculous.
He just saw a hairy dwarven butt.
My apologies. I feel like you introduced yourself, but I missed it in the din.
I didn't. I'm Nalia Ithelrau. I am the Minister of the Arcane for the court.
Oh, very cool. Nalia Itherau. Do you prefer Nalia or Itherau?
Nalia, please.
Perfect.
And you are? We can't keep just calling you Heroes of the Prime, and then the whole audience claps.
I am Olivia. This is Grimlock.
A pleasure. And she curtsies again.
Since we have a bit of time, do you guys know about the bitter butter goblins?
They all boo and hiss. and then Nalia says to you, they work for Jenny.
Jenny is the absolute worst. Well, before I'm assuming we need to wait here for our friend to come back.
Well, and we had to catch you as you were falling asleep. We needed that. It's part, and she starts going into the arcane calculations of the spell, and the audience starts making snore noises at her, and she starts to look very, very angry, and she says, well, I needed you to be falling asleep to get you here. I assume you need to sleep, and so we've prepared beds for you unless you want us to take these beds.
No, I would love to see what you've prepared. Can I slip in almost I understand, can I say something to her if I did understand her calculations?
Yep.
Just kind
It's an Arcana check of 5.
My Arcana is 8, so
You rolled a 10, so 18.
yeah. I'll just slip in the consciousness between worlds.
And you start getting the boo hiss. Or sorry, not boo hiss.
The
the
snoring.
yawning and snoring.
Well, I guess we should be off to sleep, and I'll pull out my pan flutes and be like, you can take us to our rooms, and then I'll start playing a lullaby.
Okay. You see 3 or 4 of the audience just mugging it, falling asleep standing. Like a couple of satyrs and a dryad just like collapse and start, again, stage snoring like a pantomime.
Yeah. I mean, Olivia loves this crap. She is so,
Yeah.
she's like, do I want to sleep or should we just hang out? I need to sleep. I need to sleep.
So, Kirith, you and Valenthe and the little boy are in a hallway that is made between two sets of these lily walls.
Oh,
stone.
everything here is so uncomfortable. How did you... You're serving a Fey Archduke?
Yes. I'm doing quite well for myself here.
I mean, you always wanted to come here.
Yeah, and now I'm not sleeping under a leaky roof I can't afford to fix. We've got food on the table every day. Granted, it's Feywild food, so it's taking some getting used to.
And all you have to deal with is the absolutely random demands of a Fey overlord.
Oh, unlike the completely reasonable demands of the king who came and said, hey, your husband has to go to war because we think he could hold a sword.
Fair point. I miss you.
I'm still angry at you. I don't have as much time as you have. You could have fought to be back with me.
That's fair. I've been doing that, though. I've been fighting and searching for you for at least, since the war ended. You didn't leave a letter. You left no information about where you went or how you got there. For all of your anger at me about just taking off and leaving, why did you do the exact same thing?
Because the war ended and you weren't back. A whole bunch of the others were back.
So it took me longer to get home.
Yes. And I didn't know you were coming. I thought there was a decent chance you were gone. Because a lot of the people who didn't come back were never coming back. And I had to look after Tarragon. And she brings forward the little boy behind her.
Insight to not have to ask this question?
I mean, I think everyone knows the answer to this question.
Oh my God. I'm such a bastard.
I mean, at least technically he's not.
Huh.
She laughs at her own joke.
I give a half-hearted smile.
Yep.
So why are we here?
So she explains about the trolls and Jenny Bag of Bones, but you don't have to go through the pantomime.
Yeah. Wow, you're right.
So we cast a spell to bring Tarragon's ancestor here, and we specifically called for a hero. So according to Nalia, you must qualify.
Yeah, your wizard sucks.
Yeah. Don't tell her I said that.
Yeah, you're right. She must have screwed up.
Maybe your friends are heroes and you were close to them.
They're pretty heroic. So, and I'm an elf who is his ancestor, I guess.
So, yeah. If you're, can you handle a troll?
If I prepare the right spells, I think so.
Well, then I guess you'll need to prepare the right spells.
I'll have to. Yeah,
Well, Tarragon and I are staying at Ithildar, and I'm sure that you're welcome there too.
Okay.
So, as you guys, Kirith and Grimlock, as you leave
Olivia and Grimlock?
Yeah, Olivia and Grimlock, sorry.
That's okay.
As you leave, you come out into the hallway and you see the two of them, and they seem to not be yelling at each other anymore. The little boy is still staring at Kirith, who doesn't seem to know what to do about him.
Just keep following Nalia, I
Yeah.
guess.
So, yeah, Nalia says to Kirith and Valenthe, are you coming?
Are we? I look at Valenthe.
And she nods. So you head to another set of these big stone lilies, and they fold down, and you find yourself outside. There are several smaller stone lilies floating on a pond with arched wooden bridges between them. While the sky above the water is showing night and the moon, the water below shows the same, is reflecting back the daytime sky where the sun is, where the moon would be. So the water is orange and daylighty right now.
Whoa.
And yeah, you're seeing more of the different types of people you saw in the court, as well as there are a few darker fae running around. Like you do see a couple of goblins running around who are like carrying bags of stuff.
I'm definite. Olivia is like cataloging things to write a song later.
Okay.
Grimlock would just be like taking it all in. Like this is pretty wild and out there. Like everything is, nothing makes sense.
So as you're walking, Nalia says, so have you eaten? Are you hungry? We can have supper prepared.
No, we ate right before bed, so usually we'd be sleeping.
All
That's
right.
fine.
Oh, yes, sleep, right. Come along. And she leads you across several of the bridges and to another lily, and again, the walls open up. As you're looking back at the first lily you came out of, especially if you've got some arcane knowledge, you realize that the inside of these lilies is an extra dimensional space. They're smaller on the outside.
Yes. We probably picked up we have all of our
Yeah,
gear.
you have all
right?
your gear and you grabbed Kirith's. And so you're led inside the lily, and then Nalia leads you to a hallway. She takes you down the hallway, and there are curtains that are made out of vines covering the rooms. Inside each room, there's a dresser. There is a pond full of water that, again, is reflecting daylight, even though there's no daylight to reflect. And in the room she leads you into, there are a bunch of elven meditation cushions that have been corralled into wooden frames to form something resembling a bed.
Amazing. Are the ponds like bathtubs, basically?
They look like it.
Okay.
And so she says, you haven't used one of these before?
No.
So this is midday water to keep it warmer, but and she takes you to a sundial, and she says, you can turn this if you want it to be a different time of day.
Amazing. Thank you so much. This is wonderful. Is there a whirlpool setting on this?
Yeah, you have to turn the sundial really fast.
No, there isn't.
Just warmer and cooler.
Yeah.
Nice.
You clap 3 times when you want to release your court clothes.
Oh.
And the butterflies all fly off.
Thank you. Well, I might bathe before bed because I didn't get to do that at the Red Smoke.
If you need anything, just ring the silver bell and wait 4 seconds and tell the servant what you need.
Just so cool. I'm so excited.
I'm gonna wait for these people to go away before
Okay.
I disrobe.
Yeah.
We each have our own room, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a room set up for Kirith, but it doesn't have the gerrymandered bed. It has an actual meditation cushion.
Okay. I will try to flag Nalia.
Yes.
You're the court wizard mage.
Yes. Yeah, I'm the minister of the arcane. There are others there who think their magic is more powerful, but they're just making it up as they go along.
Okay. Is it possible that the spell was misdirected?
So she starts to look very angry, and she's like, all right, look. And she starts she pulls out a piece of paper from a scroll case, and she starts showing you a bunch of arcane math.
I have no idea what any of that means. I do understand that magic isn't about feelings, it's about steps and carefully. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you strip the fur off of the squirrel, you tie it to your totem, you
Oh, you do hag magic?
hag magic. No, it's just witchcraft.
Like from a witch with a name like Jenny Bag of Bones?
Well, not Bag of Bones. What was her name? Old Jenny Greyhair down the alley.
Yeah, if her name was Old Jenny Greyhair, it's probably a hag
No, she was just like a weird old lady that no one else knew.
who brewed strange potions and like had a weird relationship with neighborhood children.
Oh, God.
and- I don't know, did she ever offer to trade you your childhood memories?
How would I remember that?
Well, you'd remember that you gave up your, memory of the best midsummer you ever had, or
I don't know.
yeah, hag magic.
Okay, great. So,
So,
but is it possible that you, I don't know, put one of these numbers in the wrong spot?
I don't think so. Let me ask you this: Have you put yourself at risk for someone else without accepting reward recently?
Oh, fuck, yeah. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm realizing as I look at these numbers that this is not hero based on competency. It is hero based on action, which the problem with taking hero based on competency is you risk the fact that someone is very powerful, but they are a hero for the forces of darkness.
Yeah, they're just strong.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is important to me now that you guys handle this troll. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that I prove all those assholes with their, I just do whatever I feel like and the magic comes out wrong. So
Yeah,
I will die to make you fucking heroes.
I'll die on this hill with you. That sounds amazing. Let's prove some Fey wrong.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're
I'm a lunar eladrin. So
you're not gonna have to sleep that much tonight.
no.
Okay. You wanna help me go over strategy? Help me pick some spells for tomorrow when we have to do this?
We can. What I was going to do is I was going to make some flame burst oil.
Cool. Great. Fire. That's good for trolls?
Fire and acid.
Great. Cool.
Otherwise, they just get back up.
Got it.
So you do hag magic. Can you make the like little ball of fire that you can bash into people?
I can. I should be able to make a ball of fire. I think I can make a sword out of fire. We'll see.
Yeah, those are all good things.
Yeah. It's great. Great.
Okay. So she says, I need to go change and I'm going to be in the lab. If you ring your little bell and wait 4 seconds, tell the servant to bring you to the lab when you're ready. They'll take you right there.
Awesome.
I love how upset Kirith was about the nobles being petty, where his wife is willing to die because sorcerers think they're wizards, and that's not okay.
That's
I
not
guess.
my wife.
That's not his wife.
Oh, okay.
Nalia.
That's Nalia, not Valenthe.
Okay.
Yeah, his wife was fighting with him, but is saying he's wrong. He can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And are Valenthe and his son staying in in our same little Lily?
They have headed somewhere off when Kirith started talking to Nalia.
Okay. I mean, Olivia will be, once her vine curtain closes, she plays a bit with the dial to find the hottest setting. Is that
the midday sun setting,
midday sun setting? And then
which is still colder than you'd want.
yeah, and then she'll get into the tub and then ring her little silver bell.
So you wait 4 seconds and
What?
nothing comes into the room.
I'm gonna assume that maybe somebody invisible is here, and what I would like is a brush, some hair oils, some ribbons, scrubby, some soap. Ooh, and if you have any chocolate.
So about 5 minutes later, a floating, like covered platter, like, you know, the plate with like the top on it, comes, sets down beside you, and the cover lifts off with a flourish.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. So there's like basically a nice bath.
Yeah, there's a
collection.
nice bath set and 8 chocolate bars, full-size chocolate bars.
Ooh, I'm going to share these. Yep. And so she'll just take time and like pamper herself a bit before bed, and then
Okay.
yeah, she will take all of the chocolate bars.
Mhm.
Is the soap really nice?
Yes, very floral and fruity.
Who are we kidding? She takes the whole platter.
Yeah.
These are things I want.
Yeah.
And yeah, she'll she usually doesn't rebraid her hair before bed, but she's going to do it this time because it's wet, and so then it'll be a little more manageable in her nest of pillows.
Yeah, nest of cushions.
Grimlock also takes a bath before bed, and he would also get it to the just before sunset, so it's like just nice and not hot enough, I guess, and just
Yeah. So again, this bath is as though it's sun-heated water, so even at its hottest setting, it isn't very hot. But
just soak for maybe like an hour, and just was it clapping to summon the
there's a little silver bell you ring to summon a servant.
the bell? So he rings the bell.
Yeah.
He waits,
And no one comes in.
and he waits, and he waits.
Did I hear the bell ring and then
Yeah.
no talking? Grimlock, they're invisible. Just talk.
Oh, hello. Do you have like a rasp I could borrow, or some pumice? That'll be great.
So yeah, about a minute later, again on a little silver platter, comes in and gives you and lifts up the top with a flourish and hands you some pumice.
A porcupine?
He just starts going to town on like the giant calluses on his feet. Just
Yeah.
God, these things are like, why would I need shoes? These things never end.
I'm going to assume that Kirith doesn't like chocolate so much, so I will put 3 chocolate bars on Grimlock's pack and only 1 chocolate bar on Kirith's, and then I'll keep my
Cool.
chocolate bars.
All right. The 2 you have left.
Yes, because, listen, that path was awesome.
All right. So the next morning, it will be time to meet and decide how you're going to deal with these trolls. But we are hitting time, so we might want to call it there.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start next time when you guys decide how you're going after the trolls and Jenny Bag o' Bones.
I love that it's Bag o' Bones. It's not Bag of Bones.
No, it's Bag o' Bones.
Oh.
I really like the description of like very basic D&D spells that, when put in this situation, like Unseen Servant, are just so bizarre.
Yeah.
And I've played so many other D&D games that are just, yeah, no, that's just Unseen Servant. Everybody knows about Unseen Servant. And
Well, and I'd like to imagine that like someone who has some arcana knowledge is going to start to put it together and be like, okay, a servant,
yeah,
things can be invisible. There's nothing wrong with me just trying talking. And
like
if it
I can
doesn't
turn
work,
invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then also, I thought you played that really well, Riley, when you were like,
I'm just imagining this invisible butler being like, go on, go on.
But
Oh,
can't.
God, I wish I could speak. Come on, just tell me what you need.
Yeah. So I really like that. I really, really liked the description of like just how out there. And as soon as you said the parrot shirt, I got the like Hawaiian shirt vibe.
Yeah.
And black shorts, and I was like, and then like just so silly. The Fae are so weird, and I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate my what I've envisioned for the
Archduke.
Archduke. I don't know how accurate like my vision was, but this guy sounds like just terrifying, but also silly. So it's kind of
Yeah, he's supposed to be that mix of, is he weird? Is he dangerous? And
The answer to both is yes.
yeah.
It's kind of like what's terrifying about clowns, like, is that, but it is. It's
Yeah.
like that mix of like, it's supposed to be childlike or like laughter, or I guess like the Joker kind of has that too,
Yeah.
where it's that mix of like silly but scary.
Yeah.
Hey all, we're having a blast recording for you, but we do need to take a small holiday break. After this week's episode, December 22nd, we will take 1 week break and be back with you on January 5th. Thanks for listening.